Have you ever felt like your life in the States is stressful or boring? Well, we have a solution for you. Welcome to Equatorial Africa, one of the most distinguishable regions of sub-Saharan Africa. Joining us today are three experts that will help us to learn more about the region.
Hi everyone.
Hello there.
Hujambo.
The countries of Equatorial Africa are Cameroon, Sao Tome and Principe, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, the Republic of the Congo, the Central African Republic, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and South Sudan. As you can see, Equatorial Africa is made diverse by its strategic location in the very center of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Stanley, who will present the region's physical geography.
Did you know that?
A majority of the land in Equatorial Africa is covered by one of the densest rainforests in the world. This is made possible by
Tropical climates. Stay fresh.
stretching from a total of 20 degrees north to south at the equator, roughly the size of Australia. The largest country in this region is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. In the heart of Equatorial Africa lies the Congo Basin and its rainforests, making up the second largest river basin on Earth. The area to the north and south of the basin is mostly comprised of plateaus and mountains, including the Katanga Plateau to the south and the Rwenzori mountain range to the north, known as the Mountains of the Moon. The highest point in the region lies on Mount Stanley in the Rwenzori Mountains, at Margarita Peak, named after Sir Henry Morton Stanley, a famous British explorer. First off, the Gulf of Guinea borders the western coast of Equatorial Africa. This area is important to the fishing industry, with major ports in Gabon and the Congo. In addition, the bountiful rivers of the region, the largest being the Congo River, help to provide transportation to many people in the remote areas of Equatorial Africa as natural highways. However, waterfalls and rapids present obstacles along the entire river, and the river drops 900 feet in cataracts near the Atlantic Ocean. This makes it almost impossible for large ships and cargo to travel to the inner continent. All things considered, it is easy to see how the bodies of waters in Equatorial Africa truly connect the region. Most of the international borders between nations of the region are natural boundaries. The eastern border of the region is partly marked by Lake Tanganyika, the second largest by volume and the second deepest lake in the world, serving as a major food source and means of transportation. The region contains a wide abundance of natural resources. Just in the Democratic Republic of Congo alone, minerals such as cobalt and gold carry an estimated worth of $25 trillion. The Congo Basin holds major diamond deposits. Oil and natural gas reserves can be found in Gabon, Congo, Cameroon, and Equatorial Guinea. As you can see, although water is an abundant resource, utilizing water for agriculture is difficult due to irregular and unpredictable amounts of rainfall. On the bright side, solar power is being used more and more, and most importantly, the rainforest is the most vital natural resource, supplying food, medicine, fibers, wood, oils, and rubber. Stop deforestation.
We all know how important the physical geography of a region is to understand it. But what does it really mean to us? We now introduce the environmental geography of the region so that we can better understand Equatorial Africa not as a place, but as an interaction of places. Ryan will tell us more.
There continues to be conflicts in Equatorial Africa as a result of environmental issues. The lack of consistent food supply due to immature farming and agriculture have led to an enormous gap between the rich and the poor.
Take a look at this. It's our complete environmental statistic maps of geography.
In this infographic, we can see the high prevalence and high depth of undernourishment in Equatorial Africa. And in this one, we can see the low percentage of land used for agriculture in Equatorial Africa.
Corruption has also led to environmental issues. Governments mismanage resources and the enforcement of environmental regulations is also affected. The population of concern in this region is about 4 million, consisting of refugees and internally displaced persons. Sadly, because of poverty, attention needs to be focused on human needs rather than managing natural resources. The GDP of the Republic of Congo is just $300. In comparison, the GDP of the US is about $48,000. Equatorial Africa suffers from deforestation, affecting the climate, biodiversity, and lumber industries. About 3,500 square miles of the forest in the Congo Basin are lost each year. In some countries, tap water is not potable due to water pollution from the dumping of raw sewage. Soil erosion affects agriculture, causing food shortages. In parts of Equatorial Africa, people cook by burning biofuels such as charcoal and wood, over time producing indoor air pollution causing health issues. Vehicle emissions also pose a health threat to growing cities. NGOs are working to solve environmental issues. Protection of the rainforests have become a priority and the forest reserves have been created. Western governments and entrepreneurs are hopeful to solve indoor air pollution in the region. One of the most recent innovations is the use of gravity-powered lightning to power smaller lights. This method of lighting is cheap and good for the environment. Additionally, humanitarian efforts aim to increase people's standard of living to in turn decrease demand for hunted wildlife. In a sense, Equatorial Africa has much of sub-Saharan Africa arable land and potable water. However, it is only a matter of developing and using these resources provided by the natural environment.
The human geography of a region is what truly makes Equatorial Africa unique. Our final expert, Pavan, will help explain this concept in more detail.
Equatorial Africa was settled by the Bantu people by AD 800. But in the 1400s, everything changed when the Europeans arrived on their shores. Seeking gold, ivory, textiles, and slaves, the Europeans colonized much of the region by the 1900s. European rulers and traders weakened African cultures and treated Africans harshly, replacing local agriculture with plantations to grow cash crops. After 400 years of colonial rule, all countries of this region gained independence in 1960, and the year became known as the Year of Independence. Sadly, the new democratic country suffered ethnic strife, harsh rule, lack of human rights, and civil war, despite being independent. Today, governments are in varying states of stability. Some are improving with ecotourism, like Gabon, while others are battered with conflict, like the Central African Republic. Now let's talk about the people of this region. Most live in rural areas, off of subsistence farming and raising cattle, because the dense vegetation makes it difficult for large-scale agriculture. There are hundreds of ethnic groups in the Equatorial African region. In fact, Democratic Republic of the Congo itself has more than 200 groups. Due to the colonization of this region, majority of the residents are descendants of former Africans and European countries. The descendants of Portuguese settlers and people freed from slavery are known as Furos, populating most of Sao Tome and Principe today. Christianity, Islam, and indigenous religions are mostly practiced in this region. In addition, family life and religion are interwoven, such as mixes of Christian and indigenous beliefs. There are divisions of labor between men and women, and several generations, even from different families, may live together. This region also has a bloody history. After all the countries gained their independence in 1960, occasional civil war and instability followed. Ethnic conflicts plagued parts of the region. For example, in Democratic Republic of the Congo, a long dictatorship was followed by ethnic strife and also one of the bloodiest conflicts since World War II. This region actually played an important role to France during World War I. French equatorial territories supported Free France, a government in exile when France was occupied in 1942 by the Nazis, and helped the Allied powers defeat the Axis. In addition, The Democratic Republic of Congo also has factors that fight for control of regions and wealth. In South Sudan, ethnic groups attempt to eliminate and terrorize other groups, while in Central African Republic, some areas in the countryside are lawless. In this region, almost 1,000 languages are used due to many ethnic groups. In fact, the Democratic Republic of Congo alone has 700 local languages. However, since the region was colonized by European countries, some countries have official European languages, including Spanish and French. Generally, countries lack resources to halt preventable disease along with safe drinking water and availability of vaccines for curable diseases. However, the rising rate of STDs such as HIV and AIDS remain primary health concerns. Alarmingly, sub-Saharan Africa has the most serious HIV and AIDS epidemic in the world, accounting for 71% of the global total according to the GAP report study in 2013. However, vaccines are being developed to help treat these STDs. Farming is the main economic activity in this region, and most farmers are subsistence farmers, growing bananas, cacao, cassava, corn, and etc. Fishing is also important to locals, as the Congo and tributaries are rich with fish. Despite being rich in natural resources, minerals in Equatorial Africa are unevenly distributed throughout the continent. Also, there are few manufacturing industries, and most lack infrastructure to process natural resources. Throughout history, unemployment has been a big problem in Equatorial Africa. However, it is gradually getting better.
That's the show. Thanks for watching The Mo You Know on Equatorial Africa. If you'll excuse me, I got some sub-Saharan Africa maps to study.